A bit of a Nessie business, part 1. Molt had been in Crick's office for less than a minute and already wished he'd stayed in bed. Crick sat behind his desk, tail twitching, tongue flicking irritably across one eye, in the way skinks did when they were trying not to scream. A stack of reports lay in front of him like a pile of accusations. "Let me see if I have this correct," Crick said, voice dangerously level. "You returned from a Class 7 duat breach with half the office in uproar, 3 divisions demanding statements, and you flatly refuse, to explain how you dispelled the demons." "I did the job," Molt said. "That's all you need." Crick tapped a claw on the desk. "You used something. A device, bronze, jackal-headed, ringed with hieroglyphs, humming like a beehive. The DPWDWTST quartermaster wants to know what it was." Molt shrugged. "Probably a trick of the light." Crick stared. "A trick of the... Molt! It left scorch marks!" "Would you believe I found it?" "No!" Crick stood and paced behind his desk, claws clicking, eyes twitching in a way that suggested he was one irritation away from biting someone, preferably Molt. Ginny drifted through a filing cabinet, dead pigeon in hand, and said, "Got any gin?" Crick flinched. "And then there's that!" Molt didn't turn around. "She's harmless. She's a 6-year-old Victorian revenant." "Still harmless." Crick slapped a folder onto the desk. "Agent Torkel saw you entering the Homo Felinus base in Catford." Molt winced. "Doesn't Torkel wear glasses?" "He was in the cafe opposite, eating salad. He saw you go in." "Could have been one of my siblings," Molt said. "We hatch in clutches. Hard to tell us apart if you're a tortoise." "I've seen your record, Molt. You're an only child." Crick leaned forward. "They had a ghost child with them, Molt." Molt cleared his throat. "Lot of that going around." Ginny drifted closer and said, "I can't drink that. I'm only 6. Crick made a strangled noise. Before he could continue the interrogation, the door creaked open. A cat strolled in. A sleek, black, utterly self-possessed creature with the bored expression of someone who outranked everyone in the room by divine right. He leapt onto the desk and dropped a sealed envelope. He knocked a pen off the desk and settled down to sleep in Crick's chair without acknowledging a single soul. Crick stared at the envelope as though it might explode. He opened it with trembling claws. Inside was a single line. "Agent Molt is operating under a need-to-know directive. Do not interfere." No signature, no seal, no name. Perfect deniability. Crick looked up, horrified. "Who?" "I have no idea," Molt lied quickly. He could say, he just wouldn't, because if he said it aloud, he might anger a goddess. Bast owed him a favour. Somehow, that had turned into him being under her orders. He'd become useful, and she would exploit that in the insouciant, careless way only a cat goddess could. He muttered, "Syphilis preserve me," under his breath, not out of belief, just cultural reflex. Crick swallowed. "Very well. You're cleared, temporarily." He shoved a folder across the desk. "Take this. Loch Ness. The invisibility field on the Ness creatures is failing. Sightings are up. Tourists everywhere. DPWDWTST agents are already on site, handing out tea and rewriting memories. This is reptile folk business. Fix it." Molt took the folder. "Fine." "And Molt?" "Yes?" "Do not make things worse." Molt didn't promise anything. Reptile folk had train ticket magic that could make the journey instantaneous. Molt didn't use it. He wanted time to think, time to read, time to avoid thinking about Bast's deniable claim on him. He settled into a seat, opened the folder, and began reading the briefing. The Ness creatures were ancient reptile kin, long-lived, shy, and naturally liminal. Centuries ago, reptile folk shamans had woven a biological magical adaptation into them, a perception-bending invisibility field that kept them safe from hunters. The field needed periodic renewal, done through enchanted food pellets containing a key ingredient, Kelpie gleam, a shimmering secretion produced only when Kelpies shifted form. The runes carved into the lock bed stabilised the field. The office was supposed to maintain the pact with the Kelpies. They hadn't. The Kelpies would be furious, and Molt, lucky unlucky Molt, was being sent to fix it. Ginny pressed her face to the window, delighted by sheep. "Sheep," she whispered. "Fluffy." "Got any gin?" Molt grunted and kept reading. Chaos greeted them. Tourists with binoculars, drone hobbyists, monster spotters, DPWDWTST agents handing out tea and saying things like, "No sir, that was a log, drink this." Molt muttered, "Brilliant," and pulled his coat tighter. Ginny drifted toward a patch of mist near a clump of heather. She stopped, tilted her head. "Sheepball." Molt frowned. "Ginny, don't wander." Then he saw it, a ghost haggis, round, sheep-headed, faintly tartan, a folkloric joke that had somehow acquired a spirit, legless and floating. It bleated softly. Ginny crouched and patted it on the head. Her hand didn't pass through, it connected. The haggis leaned into her touch. Ginny beamed. "Soft." Molt stared. That was new. He muttered, "Syphilis preserve me." The ghost haggis trotted off into the mist, leaving a faint smell of phantom peppercorns. Ginny floated back, humming tunelessly, clinging on to her dead pigeon companion, stroking its head as if it might have been jealous of the ghost haggis. Molt sighed. "Right," he said, "let's get this over with." And together they walked toward the lock.